What is up, everyone? Thank you for joining us this evening. I guess I haven't. No, I'm just kidding. He's right there. Everyone, please give a very warm Fealys Clutch welcome to Matt of Omalley's Morphs and his vibrating phone. Yeah, get it.
It won't stop. It won't fucking stop.
So
Wait, first, am I allowed? Are we allowed to cuss?
you're allowed to curse. You're allowed to do whatever you want. This is so my lives are not child friendly. I will say that. I try to make my videos child friendly to the point where I'm not completely cursing through the entire thing, but my lives are wide open, man. This is one-on-one, raw, live. Whatever you get is what you get.
Whoa, what I just hit. Can you see me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
What's up, J Babies?
I tried to see the comments. I can't see any comments.
Well, crap.
But that's all right.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so if anything important pops up, I'm gonna pop it up there for you so you can see, brother.
Okay. Just let me know if I need to look.
All right, man. So I don't do this question very often. In fact, I hate this question. But I feel like you've been around for what, about a year and a half?
Well,
like for mainstream. Like I know you've been around longer, but like really pushing yourself out there.
Yeah, I've been throwing myself out there for about a year and a half. Okay, so the first, I didn't realize this until I looked it up, but the first YouTube video was last year, September 11th, was the intro to O'Malley's.
All right.
Not that I like did, I didn't even really think about it being September, and it wasn't like any. I mean, whatever. That was just the day, So it took me like a little bit over a year to get 670. I was cool with 30. I remember when I had 30 and I was like, fuck yeah.
Dude, I remember when I remember the day you popped 200 and I blew up your fucking Instagram. It was like, hey man, you're doing things. Look at you. I mean, like, all fucking stoked out, and you're like, hell yeah.
It was a big deal, man.
You've been doing a fucking bang up job the entire last year and a half, man. And it's very impressive to see the growth that you've done, brother.
I've tried, I've tried, and it's something just like anything else. It just takes a minute because, I mean, dude, to be real with you, fuck, just like anybody else that has a wife or whatever that's not right in here with you, dude. I ended up in marriage counseling because I was in here fucking hours a day, and she's like, "Yo,
what are you doing?
What the fuck?
Why don't you want to pay attention to me?
Are you coming home just to fuck with these snakes?" I mean, so but then once like the bills started getting paid and things like that, and things started happening because it takes time, right. Unless you just like have the money to buy into projects, and which obviously I didn't, it takes time so for people to see the fruition of your work, right. And I'm not too awfully worried about any sort of fruition from the YouTube channel or anything like that. That's why I play my music in the background. I mean, I do my shit. I do this. I do that. Just because I tattoo for a living. I'm not a YouTube star. I just enjoy doing that stuff. You know what I mean? And I think people see that and they're like, "Oh, I like this dude because he's for real." I mean, when fucking Matt Gramble came up, Gramble from Olympics, dude, he came to the house and he was just amazed. He was like, "So you don't really want?" I was like, "Man, I don't give a fuck, man." I was like, "I'm just doing this because I like it, I mean, I don't really care, You want to take one of these home with you?" I mean,
that's freaking awesome, dude.
So it just blew his mind that because they do a lot through their YouTube, and he had a good time here. He was a cool guy. His dog ate all the feeding cards on the shorts right over here because he brought his dog with him, and oh man, it was it was interesting. We don't have dogs. We have scaled animals at my house.
Right, right.
So having a dog in the house was like, it was like having 2 babies. One of them that wasn't mine, that I couldn't go hurt. I mean, I guess I could have, but it was another man's dog. What are you scorn another man's dog? Not me. I'm from the South. You don't do that.
That's all right, man. So here's what I kind of want to get into, and I hope you're okay with it. I think what you're doing over at Omalley's kind of ties into everything that you do in your life, and I really love that aspect of it. What would you say is, like, from the art world and like doing tattoos and being an actual artist and drawing all the time, what would you say you take away from that and put into figuring out which morphs and like what you want to work with?
Exactly. I don't do okay. I learned a long time ago that I was not going to do anything that I didn't want to do. You know, whether people jump on board with it or not, who gives a shit? I don't care, because I'm going to like it. And if I believe in myself enough to be like, man, this shit is dope, then somebody out there is going to be like, man, this shit is dope. And it's going to, at some point, you know, like the lace gene, dude. Look at for instance, the lace gene. The only motherfucker I remember that was really fucking with the lace gene was Marshall. There's multiple other people, but you know, Marshall Platts, dude, was so heavy into it, and we reached out to each other, instantly became friends, and yeah, bro, it was like the lace gene. I was like, this shit is insane. Wait till you see what the white lace does. And then it was like all of a sudden everybody's doing lace shit. You got het clown lace and lace this and lace that and this, and I was like, I'm fucking talking about lace for like 3 years.
Dude, I feel you on that. Me and Marshall have like a bro romance that no one ever sees. It never gets brought forward because I haven't put my foot into the lace gene because I'm not far enough with what I want to put it into. But when the day comes, it's fucking on.
I just purchased one of his lace phantoms, and this bitch is, I mean, she's only been here for like a week and a half, and she's already eaten twice, dude. So, I mean, you know, ball pythons, at that stage in their life, I'm going to feed them as much as they want. You know, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not going to.
Well, so here's my question for you, because, you know, there's like 3 different fucking mentalities on it, right? There's the one where you have to feed a hatchling / like sub-adult once a week or once every 7. You can show it unless you don't want to. I don't care. You have that 7-day feed cycle. You have that 14-day feed cycle for the adult, or you have the breeders that do a 3-day feed cycle with small, 3 to 4 day feed cycle with
so what I do, and it's worked fine. It's worked fine for loads of people for a very long time. Okay, so if a female, okay, so what are we talking about? Hatchlings?
Yeah. Well, I know people that take from hatchlings all the way up to breeder size.
So my hatchlings get offered food if they have a feed response until their 2nd or 3rd shed once every at least 5 days. If I'm going to sell it to you, I'm going to offer it food No, I'm not talking about every 3-4 days, but every 5 days, dude.
Right.
That way I can not necessarily get them out the door, but there's sometimes, dude, like, okay, my buddy Johnny Mullins at Lucky 7 Reptiles. I know you know Johnny. He bought this leopard pastel lesser. This bitch wasn't even online for 20 minutes, and he messaged me. He's like, "Yo, what do you want for that?" And I was like, "Well, I was gonna hold it back." And he's like, "You ain't holding that back. What do you want for it?" And I was like, "Oh well." And that was in the process of me kind of moving things out and everything anyway. And I don't need it. I got what I wanted out of the clutch, you know. The white layer, yeah. Zach said the supers, dude. Those super like. Anyway, okay, I'm trailing off. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, what were we talking about? I'm reading comments. And
you're talking about the
how much
leopard
I'm
lesser.
Okay,
the
so
leopard
how much
pastel
I'm feeding. I'm going to give them food at least every 5 days.
Right.
If they'll eat it. Once they move up from a 6-quart tub, I know you can see back there. Okay, that's an empty one. Well, where is that looking? I think it's kind of backwards. Yeah, that's an empty one. The one over here has the Bronner's Mine in it. But once they get about to these, and they get this size, that is my whole back this year. Woo. That is a Mahogany Mojave. Okay. Now, this is a male, but this is also from a line that I bought from Ashley Burge so long ago. And he made the most amazing mahogany. So, dude, come on. See, that's the difference between a blood python and a ball python. I'd have never been able to just back his head up and he'd have snapped my ass in half. So, once they get about that size, then they go to every 7 days, just like everything else. Now, what I will do, now I'm talking like everything, every ball python in the room eats once a week, or they're offered food once a week. If they don't eat, man, I'm sorry, next week you got a chance, you know? And I'll tell you what that has done for me. What that has done for me is that has kept my males looking like this. This is about probably a 2-3-year-old blackhead yellow belly that made the most amazing blackhead babies this year. I'm getting my left and rights.
I got you.
But you know, and dude, I don't want them fat because, to be honest with you, they're gonna
They get lazy.
They get lazy, man.
They get lazy. They don't want to do anything, and sometimes the sperm doesn't prove viable.
Right. You know, I'm dealing with that right now with this VPI stripe that, I mean, you know, so, okay. Now, what I will show you is this. I have let's go back over here and grab one of the bigger females. So, we produced this girl our first year ever. This is a vanilla pinstripe. And I'm not a huge pinstripe guy. Actually, I fucking hate pinstripe. But, I mean, which way am I going? Dude, the left and right.
You're backwards. Going to your right,
right. But you can see she has never had a problem eating.
Right. No, she's a healthy girl.
And, you know, I can just, doing from this, I can feel her follicles are about the same size. Now, when she eats, she hasn't eaten in a while, but if she was to eat, and she was this size and I was breeding her, I would literally offer her food as much as she wanted it.
Right.
Okay. Now, a lot of people, don't really. I mean, there's a lot of people that have different ways of doing it, and that's the beauty of doing what we do, is that everybody has something that works for them. This is just what works for me. Now, if we're talking about short tails, bro, totally different.
Oh, we're about to get there. We're about to get there.
Totally different. Like, you can fuck up a short tail like that, son. And it will fuck you up. Do you know what I mean? It's going to cause they're more susceptible to respiratory infections. Their immune system goes down. If you have like a list of or a way you want to ask the questions, I'll shut up because I'll just.
No, you're good. You're good. I can roll like this all night.
I mean,
it. You're making my job easy right now, sir. I don't have to say anything.
I talk a lot. I've been tattooing for 19 years. I'm just going, oh, where are you from? What do you do? Oh, yeah, do you enjoy that? Sometimes at the shop, it's funny, you get tired of the same old shit, so you always, oh, where are you from? Oh, Ohio? Man, that's where my mom's from. They're like, where from? I'm like, where are you from? They're like, well, that's where she's from. Dude, you get bored.
You just stole that fucking tattoo.
Dude, I mean, tattooing in a tourist town, you could go, yeah, my name's John. Talk to you next year. And they're like, they come back in and it's like, where's John at? And he's like, there's nobody working here named John. Not that I do any of those things, but man, I'd love to. I think that would be great.
That's freaking hilarious, man. I to be honest, like my artist, well, I say my artist. So besides like, I think 2 pieces on me, the same artist has done all my work.
Yeah. That's how I started off. The dude that apprenticed me did this. Okay, which way am I going? There we go. He did all this, dude. Like, as in, like, everything from the time I was like 18 and he gave me my first piece. Dude, he did everything.
Quotation marks. He was 18, fellas. No, I'm just playing.
When I got my first tattoo, I was 18. I waited. No, I did wait.
You were better than me, man. I was in a fucking.
Listen.
So one of the 2 I didn't get was in someone's fucking.
Oh God.
In their trailer at their fucking table. First tattoo ever. You know what I mean? Scarred like a mother. It took. So I ended up getting like a quarter sleeve to get it covered up, right? And the design really wasn't that hard, but it took my artist, I think it was an 8-hour session to cover the scarring on that. Like, I'm talking about fucking probably 1/4-inch lines, completely scarred. Completely fucking scarred.
Fucking tattoo yourself with a Sharpie?
Pretty much. No, he used a tattoo gun, but he was probably on a little bit of something.
Yeah.
While he was tattooing. I don't fucking know.
Dude. I'll tell you how. Okay, so something that not many people know about me that we'll go back way back. I was actually raised. My biological father dipped a while back, and well, he didn't dip, but he was in prison for a while. And met another chick, had another family, my sisters, who I love dearly. But I was raised, for the most part, through my, formative years by lesbians. My mom got with a woman. And so, that kind of really honed a lot of things in my life and a lot of the way I think about things. And, yeah, dude. I don't know. I completely fucking forgot again where
we were talking about tattoos and we just went on a tangent. Okay, I'm good with it. Go.
dude.
How you started? You were
Dude.
saying your mentor did everything, because I said that basically one artist has done everything on me.
Yeah. I mean, they were just so supportive of, you know, me just doing what I wanted to do, that it was like, oh, you have to go somewhere and live in a trailer and not make money for 2 years. Because back then you had to apprentice for 2 years. Now, I don't know what state, you know, states are different. But yeah, dude, you used to have to apprentice for 2
That's
years.
crazy.
Now it's 1, which is wild. But yeah, so, you know, I'm
Do
very,
you guys so I know you have to apprentice, but do you guys have to get like the cosmetology license or whatever it is over in Tennessee too?
no, there's actually a tattoo artist license we get through the state.
Okay, because I know here in Texas for a while, or even when I lived in New Mexico, it was a cosmetology license for some reason, and then they were starting to switch it over to something that said tattoo, but it also said like a cosmetology/tattoo type
Do you
shit.
know that it just became legal about 10 years ago to own and get tattooed in the state of South Carolina? It might have been a little bit longer than 10, maybe 15. I'll give it 15. Damn it. But, dude, isn't that crazy how invisible lines dictate what we get to do?
Yeah, I've been getting tattooed for longer than it's been legal in South Carolina, apparently.
Yeah. I've been getting tattooed longer than some of the people I know. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's
so.
insane.
But yeah, man. I mean, I'm very thankful to have always been able to, because I didn't do good in school. School to me was holding my ass down.
Right.
You know, I mean, and that's how I looked at it, because I've always grown up with ADD. So it's so hard for me, and always was hard for me, to pay attention. I could do the work. Hell, when I dropped out in 1997, I fucking scored in the 98th percentile when I went and took my GED, and I passed out for 3 hours during the reading part. So I'm not a fucking idiot. I just don't give. That's my problem. Is I just don't give a shit unless I give a shit.
Right. No, and that's what kind of puts you in what you are. Like you've found success in multiple avenues. I mean, whether it's your snake business, whether it's tattooing, you might as well just open up an apparel shop because your fucking designs are fire. Like it. The title for this was saying that you found your luck of the Irish, but initially I was gonna fucking play on something about being a pot of gold because you're Irish, as am I, but like it seems like everything you fucking touch goes golden. You know what I mean? Like you're on fire, brother. I fucking love it.
Well, you do, hey man. I mean, you know, I was talking to Brian Cusco about it, and I was like, you know, and I kept telling him, I was like, man, these people are like just being, you know, so nice and so trusting, and it's weird, you know. And he was like, Matt, you got to realize you're a decent dude, man. He was like, of course they are. And that's hard for me to fucking do sometimes, you know, because like once you've been a piece of shit or a recovering piece of shit for so long, it's hard to be like, you're sending me what? And I haven't paid for it. It's
right.
like, how many zeros are behind that? Okay. Well, I'm going to sell a testicle, and I'll get that right too.
So let's jump into where your passion's being driven right now, because I know a lot of people jumped on here for the blood pythons and the short tails. And if you look on here, I know a few that are into it, but I don't know very many people that are into it as deep as you are at this point, especially this fast. So
it did happen extremely fast. I will say that, but I can remember in like 2004, 2005, I went to a pet store here locally in Knoxville, and the guy and they had blood pythons. And you could obviously, now looking back, you could obviously tell they were wild caught. They looked like shit, and they were mad as fuck. But
isn't that like their orientation anyways? They're always fucking mad.
Don't do that. No, they're
I'm
not.
just kidding. I know. I'm just trying to get you riled up.
Oh, well, I've had 2 beers. I'm getting a little wild. I am a dad now, so 2 beers. I'm already looking at this.
All it takes. Good to know. You will be the cheap date when I get up to Tennessee again.
I am a cheap date for sure. I could smoke with Chong and drink with a 12-year-old. So
getting back to
the thing is, yes, initially they were bastards, dude, because you got to think about where they were coming from. They weren't coming for the pet trade. They were coming for the leather trade. They were coming for people that wanted their skin. They didn't give up. They were yanking them up by the fucking neck. They were like, being mean as fuck. I mean, and they're already not aggressive, but they're already okay, so let's say you open a tub real quick and reach in and get it. You're going to get fucking bit. They require respect. Every time you open the tub, unless you have had it since it was a hatchling. I have one over here. I mean, I'll get Mallory out here in a second, but I mean, Mau, dude, she'll come right to the front of the tub, and I can put my hand out, and I trust that she's not going to bite me. Plus, I know how to read my animals. That's something else that's very important. You can't just get a blood python and think, okay, this is just like ball python, and it's going to be all right. That don't work like that. I mean, and this is all from research, talking to people, having multiple, and caring for them every fucking day, because it's an everyday thing. You can't just I mean, how many, okay, let's say for the ball python people, because I know there's ball python people in here too. How many times a week do you think Justin Kabelka goes to that facility?
Well, the amount, I don't know. To be honest, the amount of animals he has, I would say.
I guarantee he goes every day. Mm-hmm. Maybe he might take 2 days off, one being Sunday because he's a Christian and he goes to church, which I admire the hell out of because he's open about that, and I think that takes balls. Number 2, he might take 1 day off to be with his family. He might only go there for 2 hours, but I guarantee you the man goes at least 5 times, because that's what it requires, man. It requires a sense of dedication.
Wait a second, you're saying you have to actually give a shit about these animals, and you can't just water them once a week and feed them once a week and leave them alone? What? Dude,
it kills me when I hear people say, yeah, I usually do waters once a week. It's like, and then there's a lot of people that do, bro.
And then you get the oil in the water, and you get everything else, and you wonder why your fucking animal's getting sick all the time. Like,
what if I fucking gave your ass water once a week, John? Well,
I would die because we could only last 3 fucking days without water.
Right?
But you know what I mean?
Drink it slow. You only get.
I drink it slow. The germs in my fucking mouth are gonna get in it, and then it's contaminated. I'm fucked anyways.
Right.
Oh, wait, that happens with the snakes too. Weird.
What's this shit floating in my water? I don't know, but it's Thursday. You got till Sunday. So, and I know people are like, oh. But I mean, if you have more than you can handle, don't have more than you can handle.
Right.
I mean, and that's what it boils down to. And what happened for me personally was Halloween came, and I know we've talked about this. You know, Halloween came. I was with my family, and you know, it was a very important time for my wife. My sisters were there. You know, my brother was there with my nephew. We were all together at my mom's house. And, you know, I was so stressed out about making snake deals because of the zeros behind it that I was like, I couldn't pay attention. All I was focusing on was where Oliver was. As long as I could see him and catch him in my eyesight every once in a while, I had my phone in my hand. Da, 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 da. And I noticed like everybody was kind of like, "Fuck, man, what are you doing? Like, you gonna hang out? You gonna hang out?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I will." I was like, "Look, you know, I gotta try to do this. I gotta try to do this." And I was talking to 4 or 5 people that day. Woke up and every one of them pulled out of the deal that we were talking, and you probably know the deal I'm talking about. I got rid of all the puzzles and a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, that one fucking hurt. I don't want to talk about your puzzle collection.
But I mean, you know, and I just once everybody pulled out, dude, I kind of realized I was like, you know what? I just and I really, you know, I hope I don't piss anybody off, but at the same time, if you know me, you know me, you know I don't give a fuck. But the thing is I wasted that entire time with my family worried, which I shouldn't have done in the first place. But you know, when there's 3 or 4 zeros behind a project with multiple animals, it requires your attention, you know? And I mean, so finally I was just like, fuck it. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for something that I absolutely love. And I'll never forget going to that pet store in Knoxville. It was called Critter Barn. It was the shittiest shithole, but man, it was great. You know, this old cranky ass old man.
They always are, man.
Yeah, man. He owned it. He let me like do graffiti on the side for dog food or for, you know, snakes or whatever. And I saw those blood pythons and they were, and you got to think this was like '03. This was like '02, '03, you know, and I had just ended my apprenticeship. I was making money. And I didn't get them because they were like just tagging his ass when he would reach in to get them. And you know, I fucking shit, man. Even though I had my tattoos everywhere, I didn't want to get bit by no snake. I mean, who the fuck would? So I bitched out and I didn't get them. But they kept my heart ever since. Like I'd be at the shop, you know, just Googling shit, red bloods, blood pythons, over and looking at it like, holy shit. And I'll never forget when I first saw a golden eye. I was like, oh my God. And, you know, now there's 2 golden eyes right there and a magpie back there. I mean, you know, things have happened very quickly, John.
Absolutely. No, like I think you went from what, 1 to 7 or something like that.
In
like within the matter of 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure you unboxed like 7 fucking bloods. It may not have been that drastic, but it felt that way. Like watching it over social media, I was just like, dude.
The thing is that's just what I took video of.
Right? And you're bringing in bloods like I'm bringing in retics right now. And I was like, shit, if I keep this up, I'm going to have to become a retic breeder. And I'm not sure I want to do that. So I need to. I had to throw the ice on that project real quick.
That's a whole nother one right there, dude. You know, we had the berms and I mean, you know, not everybody can handle that. A blood python is a lot easier to handle as far as size wise, you know, and hell, I mean, for that matter, a retic will fuck you up just as much as a blood python.
Yep.
I mean, at least the blood python is going to bite you and let you go. It's a warning bite. It may hurt, And there may be 15 pounds coming behind it of pure fucking pissed off muscle, but it's not going to mangle your arm like you got attacked by a friggin' cane corso. I mean, have you ever seen a full-grown retic fight, bro?
Yeah, I dealt with one when I moved Marita from Deadly Tarantula Girl.
That's
I had to remove that retic from her arm and then treat her arm.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have training to do that shit. I'd be like, we gotta go to the hospital. I'm gonna kick you out when we get there. Just tell them I don't know what happened.
And I mean, it happens, but the joy in retics for me is I've focused on those and ball pythons primarily, right? So like the way you're doing with blood pythons is what I'm doing with retics. Like I still have my ball pythons, I still have carpets, I still have some other stuff, but my primary focus is like ball pythons and retics, and I've learned how to read them. I've worked with full-grown adults that fucking hate your guts no matter who you are and what you do. I've worked with regardless babies that are just like fucking rubber bands, and you're gonna get hit like 7 or 8 times pulling them out, whether you tap them or not. And then I've had the ones that I have now that a lot of them were either rehomed to me, or I actually had 2-year-old retics that they probably retailed between $800 and $1,000 a piece, given to me because the guy was like, I'm just in over my head, I don't know what to do.
Were they what, just like violent?
He just wasn't ready for it. Like he did like everyone does with ball pythons and fucking he mass buyed. Like he was like, oh, I like this and I like this and I like this. Oh, that was nice. Let me get that. Right. And then he was like, oh, fuck, the feeding bill, the rate of growth on a retic. Like once you hit a year, man, there ain't no stopping it. Like it's a nice, cute little snake for a year. After that, they take off.
Yeah, dude, I've got a berm. You want me to go get the berm real quick?
You can do it, man. Let's go. Dude, whatever you want to do.
Dude, if you remember, I don't know if everybody has seen the channel or not, but we had we had 3 berms. Okay, we had 3 berms. And I finally came to the decision after me having it for like 6 months. I was like, or after me having it for a minute. Please. You got me in trouble, John.
Did I yell too loud?
No, I was getting excited. Can you hear me when I talk like this?
Yeah. It's not as fun, but yeah. Baby's going to sleep. Be quiet, Daddy.
Come here and say hi. Come here and say hi. Sarah, come here. Negative. Sarah.
But Sarah, the crowd wants to know.
Come here. They all like you because you yell at me. You gave me your beer. So this is my beautiful wife, Sarah. She allows all of this to happen, and this is the one that, you know, she's definitely the driving force that lets me come in here and do what I do.
She's the sane one behind your fucking psychopathic ways.
She's the one that goes, we're putting how many 10-foot Burmese python cages in the fucking living room? But the good thing is that she trusts that, you know, and she's seen it, you know, she's seen it. It took time, didn't it? It took a little bit of time for the fruition of everything to happen, but it happens. It's all about trusting the process and letting it go, you know. Thanks for giving me your warm beer, babe. All right, get out of my life. Get the hell out.
Next time you need to get a darker one.
Whatever.
If I can see
maybe I could
beer,
get
it's not worth it.
All right.
Thanks for stopping in, Sarah.
Yeah, right. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Be quiet. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Be quiet, Dad. The kids are sleeping.
She's like, you've already woke him up. Right. Well, luckily, he goes back to sleep for you.
I have the same issue. Like, I'm in the farthest house or the farthest room in the house, right? Like, I'm right next to the front door. My little girl's room's right across from me, but the boys, the ones that wake up, like once my little girl's out, she's out. You can't. That girl sleeps like the dead. Like, you can't wake her ass up.
Right.
But the boys, they wake up to every little noise. And I'll get on here and I'll start getting excited and I'll fucking wake them up in the middle of a live or while I'm shooting a video because I love my kids, man, and I love having them be a part of the videos, but sometimes they just they overwhelm me. Like I can't focus on what I'm trying to record, you know. So I wait till they go to bed.
You know, YouTube removed one of my videos with the kids.
Really?
I mean, it was the one where we went to Cumberland Falls. Nope. I mean, it wasn't, you know, like any kind of.
They removed that one. That makes no freaking sense because you guys were sharing a simple experience.
Yeah, they took it, man. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I mean,
that's weird.
I'll keep doing it, but so let's talk about blood pythons. Let's talk about
bloods. How did you get the connect into the blood python world? Because it seems like you started with one, and now we can associate you. Well, somewhat associate your name with some really big names in the industry. You know what I mean? Like you've built a reputation for yourself within the the blood python industry already with what you've brought in. Well, and the amount of like attention that you give to what you want to do with those projects.
I mean, I think the first thing I did was I initially, before I even mentioned buying an animal from these people that we're talking about. Because number one, man, I fucking hate name dropping. I'm not a coattail rider. I've never been I did my apprenticeship fucking 20 years ago. I'm me, whatever. I mean, the people that you're talking about, yes, they for some reason they.
Well, it's not just them. I'm saying like, so you have the two that we're thinking about. Yeah, and then we have someone up north, and then I think the other ones were
Kevin Martyr has, you know, me and Kevin Martyr have become really pretty cool, you know. And I think it all boils down to paying respects to the people that paved the ground we're walking, you know, and just saying, hey, man, you know, I bet that sucked having to fuck with those wild caught animals. But you know what? Because you did, man, thank you so much. Because right now, I have some of the prettiest fucking snakes in the world in this room because you did that. The least thing I can do, if you don't mind, is let me send you one of my shirts. Wear it if you like it. If you don't, man, it's all good, you know? But if you don't mind, let me get your address. I'd like to send you a shirt. What shirt size? And dude, you know, the shirts and shit like that kind of came afterwards. But paying your fucking respects is so important, bro. Pay your respects. And who said it best was Brian McCourt from Sailor Serpents. He said, you're adding just enough of tattoo etiquette into snake breeding. Nobody does that. And I've had people reach out to me, you know, Tracy Barker flat out was like, you want a what? I was like, I'd like to send you and Dave some shirts, man, and, you know, some stickers and stuff, if you don't mind. She was like, okay, sure. Dude, I mean, you know, I just paid my respects. And, you know, they, I guess, saw that I was serious about it and that my heart was in it. And I wasn't fucking around, you know. I was, It was
Oh, that's good.
was what it was, you know. I mean, me and Tracy sit like literally, dude, because this is kind of the room I come to kind of chill or whatever, you know. If I need some downtime, like when I get home
You
from
need
work,
that woosa.
yeah. When
This
I
is
get
where you
home
go.
from work to decompress, Sarah knows to let me have at least 5-10 minutes in here, and I'm gold. The rest of the night, I'm gold, you know. And a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll pick up Mallory, or I'll check on Beatrice, you know, and I'm like, hey, how you girls doing? And I'll pick them up, and they're cool, and you know, you just need that decompression time, you know.
Right.
Um, I've sat in here for hours and just talked to Tracy and just soaked every bit of it up and felt so blessed to be sitting here talking to her because she's your mother's age and my mother's age, and she fucks with like 20 fucking pound blood pythons. She's like, ah! I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's brutal, bro. I want her to call me all the time. And I just shut up. If I'd have been smart, I'd have wrote everything down she said, you know.
That's why they got recordings, bro.
Well, she's
No,
not about that.
there's another thing behind that. Don't just record people. That's fucked up. But get consent. Get consent, guys.
Say that again into my collar if you don't mind. No, but man, you know, that night on Halloween just really showed me that if I was going to do it, and I was going to do it, that I had the support system behind me. You just saw her. You know, she's perfect. She loves me, and that's all I need. And with her, dude, I can do anything, you know? And I told her, I said, Sarah, man, I'm tired of it. I said, I'm tired of thinking about what I'm going to need to make a little money. I'm tired of, you know, running out of space because I have to keep this to make this later and this and that. I said, Sarah, I'm tired of it. And she said, whatever, man, do what you want. You know, I mean,
I
like,
love that. I love that.
She trusts me, you know. I mean, dude, and what really did it was when I brought her in here and I broke it down as far as the blood pythons and the Curtises, and there's a couple Brightensteinies, whatever you want to say, depending on who you talk to. There's a couple Borneos in here, not many. There's like 5 total. You know, but when I broke down the price, and as soon as there was multiple people, as soon as they saw the VPI stuff and straight from Tracy fucking locked up, they were like, yo, if there's a list, if there's any kind of a list, I want to be on it right now. And I was like, holy shit, dude, this is the first lock.
Right.
Like, and she saw that and I showed it to her. I was like, I really feel like this is where I need to be. I'm 6'2", 275 pounds. You know what I mean? I'll be all right holding on to these big ass motherfucking snakes. You know, I mean, they're you know, and plus, dude, like I said, it makes a huge difference when you get them from a baby and you deal with that. I mean, it's just a totally different animal. So that's what did it for me. Was I just kind of I did what I've always done, and that's exactly what the fuck I want.
I like that. So is it considered, because I know we said like there's Goldeneye, and it seems like Dave and Tracy have made a lot of 007 references off of the blood pythons. But
I think that's the Tracy thing. Believe it
yeah.
or not, you hear Dave and Tracy, you hear Dave and Tracy, Dave and Tracy, Dave and Tracy. But if you want to know the truth, I mean, dude, where do you think? Okay, so George Washington was a great man,
Oh,
but
I see
without
where you're going. Yeah,
okay.
I
So
understand.
I'm just saying, Mama Bear, Dave does a lot. Don't get me wrong. Dave is a great man, and Dave does, I'm sure, loads of shit. I've never talked to him. And we have multiple friends that have made the mistake of overlooking Tracy and going to Dave. That's where they fucked up. A Southern boy knows to go straight to the woman and go, "Hello, ma'am." And that's, I mean, just saying.
Where I wanted to kind of cut in with that though is it a morph, or is it like a locality based, or where are you getting, like, I know there's a T positive, T negative versions of albinoism in bloods, but like,
okay, so
I honestly haven't done enough research on that myself.
So this is Mallory. She is a T positive. Can you see it pretty good?
I'm getting some oranges and some yellows.
The light,
a little bit of red. Yep.
The light is.
The light's messing it up a little bit, but I can see.
Let me turn the light.
Get the idea.
Let me turn the.
There you go. No, I'm seeing like the reds, the oranges.
Her head is nice and creamy color.
Mm-hmm.
But see, once you have them, god damn it, this left and right thing is fucking me up. Once you have them for so long, I mean, dude, this girl is a sweetheart. She literally sits at the front of her tub. Anyway, all right. The left and the right thing's fucking me up, John.
Okay, no more. I won't force you to pull any more snakes out.
So that's a T positive. I think if I can pull the ones out that are down here, this will be a little bit easier because they're right here. They're literally in my. Now, his name is Mr. Flexington. But this is a T negative.
So the oranges come through, like the oranges and reds come through a lot more in the negative aspect, is what I'm getting.
Well, it's positive.
And it might be the lighting. It's probably the lighting. But
the lighting's fucked up. I mean, that shit sucks because, dude, to be 100 with you, I'm not necessarily sure what exactly the fucking difference is. But right here, this is the female goldeneye. Look at that head. Now this came, god damn it. This came from my good buddy Raven Reptiles, Jeff Potter. Man, you gotta love a nice goldeneye, dude. Now they do have a super form. Now a goldeneye again is its own morph. Okay, it's not, it's something Dave and Tracy brought in. But I mean, that's but Mallory really breaks the mold for me. You know what I mean? As far as like
that's your aesthetic.
She's the one that started it. I bought her at Tinley last year. Well, so fucked up now. Last October was the last Tinley, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not last October, but yeah, October 2019.
So okay. So
easy way of saying it.
That's when I got Mallory.
Okay.
She's from VPI lineage. She was produced by Richard Jones Reptiles, Tony Jones, Angie. Him and Angie are extremely close family friends now. That's where Beatrice came from. That Beatrice was actually produced straight from Tracy Barker. Tony just never bred her, you know. And on my actually my 3-year sobriety from pharmaceuticals, as I drink beer and smoke pot, but at least I'm not putting pharmaceuticals up my nose. I know probably people are like, what the fuck? But anyway.
Everyone has a story, man. We don't judge you on what you've done. We judge you on who you are now. So
and this is like the first time I've drank, and I wouldn't have done this if you hadn't had your beer. So
now you're gonna say I'm the bad influence. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I broke his fucking 3 years. That's my bad.
No, Lord, no. If I was sitting in here, dude, no. Nobody. You would know if Matt lost it, because all these snakes would be sold and the rent wouldn't be paid. You know, it would be bad. But, you know, damn it, John, we got trailed off again.
I know. We're pretty good at that. Well, you're good at talking, so I just kind of let you go onto your tangent. I like it. So we were talking about if they come in morphs or localities, where do you see your projects going? Like what's your aspiration with what you have right now, if you're willing to let that out?
I have a project that I'm working with Nick Bettini of Cold Blooded Earth. You know, and I don't really think he would care if I talked about it. But I don't know how many people know what a slackline animal is. But slackline blood pythons, I have a male, but he just ate. Slackline animals come in levels. Okay. But I have a male and a female slackline level 2 het T-pos, het T positive, het hypo, both of them. And I'm the only person that Nick has sold a male to work with the female. So therein again, you know, that just goes to show. And, you know, Nick Bettini from Cold Blooded Earth has been so good to me, dude. Like, you know, oh, man. And I don't want to talk about the ball python community or talk about the differences or anything like that, but the blood python community, if they have faith in you, it's over. They're like, we'll see you in 10 years, dude. Work this project with me. And it's like, word, let's do it. You know, I mean, it's like they believe in you instead of going, oh, what do you got? Oh, I got that. I mean, and that's kind of how it feels. That's kind of how it feels, like how it's become, you know. I mean, but I've got the slackline project. You know, there's some other stuff that I don't mind letting out on the live. I don't want to go pick her up because obviously she just got here. There's anybody that's watching right now, there's a little clip on my story on Instagram. But recently me and Kevin Martyr became like super good friends. Not saying like super good friends, but I mean, we kind of hit it off because we're both old metalheads and we both collect vinyl. Anybody that knows me knows I collect vinyl. Right. And he was like, oh, you collect vinyl? And I was like, yeah. He was like, he sent me a picture of his vinyl collection, and I was ready to like send him one of the kids. be like, hey, I'll give you this if you'll just send me all those. Like, dude, his vinyl collection puts most record stores to shame. But I mean, anyway, okay, so anyway, he sent me a 2015 proven breeder female, genetic stripe, obviously martyr. Everything I have came straight from Kevin. I don't have anything secondhand, you know, and that's something else that, God, that beer is disgusting. Oh, I might need some water. I don't drink beer that much. Thanks for showing me that.
I do both. I'm always prepared, man. I have my beer. So there's a reason why I do it though, because I forget what fucking episode it was.
I had some.
I think it was Anthony. I think it was the one with Anthony from Granddaddy Herps. I was drinking Sam Adams that was like 7%, and I didn't realize I was already like 3 or 4 in within an hour, and I was just gone. Right. So like I started drinking waters in it and like trying to bring my focus back. And so now I bring both to every video now.
I've already lost focus multiple times. But that's, you know, whatever. That's me.
And I love the music thing. So my wife's big on music. My little brother, actually, this is the only man that I know that literally has every single album of Michael Jackson on vinyl. He is literally, so he lives in Salem, and he has literally gone from Salem through all the record stores in Boston, through all the record stores in all the surrounding areas, right? Until he found every single vinyl from every album that Michael Jackson has ever made. I'm proud of the kid. Like, to put that type of fucking dedication into it's amazing. And he doesn't even drive, so he had to like get rides from the folks. He had to like ride the bus or whatever. Like, he's just now getting comfortably because Salem's like. So if you've ever been to Boston,
I have. I went to see the Murphys in.
Yes, on St. Patty's. Yes,
Patty's.
I love that fucking concert, man.
at the Avalon Ballroom, dude. 2014.
Oh, I love that concert.
That was the same year I took my grandparents to see Hank 3.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Hank Williams III.
So like the driving in Boston is just fucking horrible, man. So my little brother's 24 and he's just barely getting his license. But so like he had to coax his mom and my dad into fucking driving him when it was their weekend with him, you know what I mean? And it's like,
right.
But he did it. Like the dude showed dedication, and that's what we have to do here. And I think it's fucking amazing. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I'm not gentle enough to keep vinyl. I'm not gentle enough to keep CDs. Like, I'm lucky that they turned everything into MP3s because I wouldn't be able to listen to my music at this point.
Right.
Plus, I got 3 kids. So my thing was like DVDs, right? Like movies. I was a big movie buff, and then my kids started getting in the DVDs. Like I had the collector's set of every single Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie ever made, every single cartoon episode, like even the special ones that they never fucking let out. Like I had everything, and they destroyed the entire fucking collection one day.
Yeah, dude. Oliver had my Ren and Stimpy collection destroyed within, I mean, scratched to the point where you couldn't watch it within probably, 20 seconds. And it took me so long to wait for that thing to come out. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love Ren and Stimpy, dude. Hold on. There we go. Was it showing it?
Yep.
Ren and Stimpy tattoo. The left and the right thing is really fucking me up,
man. Go your other way. There you go. Nice.
My ex-girlfriend did it. That's why the white's still there. After 12 years, 13 years.
Nah, Nava, you're good, man. You're good. Like, kids are fun. They have a very destructive phase for a couple of years. You got to get past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't have nice things before you have kids, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have unfortunately, we have the vinyl in the living room where the boys are most of the time. Yeah. But I've got this barrier of toys kind of like,
Okay.
so that they're like distracted by the toys before they get to the vinyl. Yeah.
So how much are the kids involved with the snakes? Like, how much do you let them?
Well, I take that back. Liam, the baby, loves it. Like, dude, he will literally sit on my lap and he will look at snake pictures on my phone for as long as I'll sit there and let him do it. Oliver has a snake in here. He's not super into it, you know, but he also is 5 and has an Xbox and things like that.
Damn, you're a nice dad. I let him play on the Wii one time. I was like, "Yep, never again." I'm waiting until you guys get older. Get outside. Go clean snake shit.
It's something I wish I hadn't done, but what can you do at this point?
Right.
You know, I mean,
That's a different age too, man. Like when we were growing up, we weren't allowed fucking inside.
Most of the shit, like, dude, I remember when Super Nintendo and Nintendo, I remember when that shit came out. I remember getting a Super Nintendo and playing it for like a couple days and then being like, this is all right. I'm going to go back outside.
I won't lie. I got attached, but my mom was like, she'd let me play it for like a day or two. She's like, no, you're in front of the TV too much. Go outside.
Really?
She'd literally lock the fucking door. I couldn't get in until the lights on the streets came on, and I was supposed to be home. I'd be standing at the front door, like ready to come in, until I started skateboarding. Well, no, like until I started skateboarding, I didn't want to fucking be in, or I didn't want to be outside. Like I had fun running around and being with the neighborhood kids and all, but it wasn't my thing. And then I started skateboarding, and I was lucky to show up before midnight, and then I really got in trouble. But it is what it is.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean,
well, that's cool that you're working on getting them like involved in it, though. Like even if they're not showing full interest yet, you know what I mean? Like my oldest, he loves feeding them, he loves holding them, but because he is a very curious young man, and we haven't gotten him tested yet, but we're pretty sure he's on the spectrum. It's kind of fallen on me, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to fucking hear it more than anything, but all the signs are kind of there.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Yeah, like, and it doesn't mean it changes anything in my life, so why the fuck go through it?
Right.
But like his ability to hone in and focus on something is just killer. So like when we bring in new animals and you're trying to set up that quarantine and do everything right, you know what I mean? And he'll go over there and he'll be like, pop that enclosure. And Josiah has taken more bites from animals than I could fucking count, dude. Like,
really,
that boy has taken so many snake bites, and he doesn't care. Like, he straight got hit center chest by a carpet python, and it was just like, I got bit. I was like, all right, dude, I'm sorry. You good? You good?
Your kid's a badass.
Yeah, like my oldest just doesn't care. He doesn't cry about getting bit. He cries about when his feelings are hurt. He doesn't cry at physical pain. It's crazy. But and even baby girl comes in and she's like, oh, Snakey, Snakey, Snakey. Like all the kids love him, but it's me now honing in. Okay, this is what I'm allowing them to do, what I'm not allowing them to do. Like Josiah freaking feeds the small ball pythons. That's his job for the week. Like every time we feed, he gets to feed the ones that he can reach. The bigger snakes, I take care of myself. Like, but
I think that's
is
awesome.
what it is. It's finding ways to involve the kids, and I
yeah.
think you're doing a good job, especially with how young your baby is, man. Like that's like, don't get me wrong. I've watched Cusco keep mush in there since she was a freaking baby, and I just can't bring myself to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the thing is, dude, with what we're fucking with now, I'll never forget talking to Brian about the time fucking T got fucking nailed by that fucking RETIC because she was fucking with the chicken before she came downstairs. I was like, Brian, I said, my God, that was hard to watch, dude. I said, that was hard to fucking watch. He said, you think it was hard for you? Brian's one thing about me and Brian, dude. Brian, I feel like talks to me not mean, but he's very like big brotherish, you know. And he was like, you think it was hard for you? He was like, imagine sitting there and then imagine having to fucking go through the thought of, do I post this? Do I put myself out there like this? And props to that.
And then the time it took with him editing it, because he doesn't run over a slide a single time. Like every slide that goes into his videos, he goes over multiple times. So he made himself rehash that freaking experience multiple times.
And he mentioned that. You know, I mean, dude, in my opinion, I wouldn't be doing what I'm not necessarily. I would still be doing what I'm doing, but I wouldn't be on YouTube if it wasn't for Cusco. 100%. Because, dude, there's been times where I've been like, just me and him for some reason hit it off instantly. Because I started just randomly sending him songs and shit. I was like, hey, man, check this out. And then he was like, keep sending that shit. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And so we developed a friendship over the years. And, you know, there's been multiple times I've reached out to him and been like, I'm so fucking over this, dude. I was like, I'm tired of it, you know. And he's like, man, fuck him. He's like, just do what you want to do. If you really truly don't give a shit, do you? He's like, fuck it. And you know,
and it's hard, man. Like you were saying, like it's an internal fucking struggle with what you want to share with the world, because not that I'm ever worried about anyone's judgment. Like, you want to judge me, go ahead, judge me. I am who I am. You ain't gonna fucking change me. I'm fucking mid-30s. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not changing at this point in life. Get over it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to tell my poor wife. I was like, look, you knew who I was when you married me 6 years ago. You're stuck now. Like, that's your fuck up if you don't like it.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, man, like just the mentality. And he's been, one of the things I love about him is every time I have my slip up, man, every time I have my fucking slip ups, because if you've watched the channel, I have my ups and downs. I have my really bad times with PTSD where I just say fuck it for like 3 months. And I won't post a goddamn fucking thing, right? And he'll text me and be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, John, you gonna keep going or are you gonna give up? Like, what's going on? Don't be a quitter. And it takes that kick in the ass for me sometimes, man, and I appreciate it for that.
He's good at that kick in the ass of reality. And if he likes you, he likes you. If he doesn't, he don't even fuck with you.
Right.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, there's been multiple times where I've been like, I don't even want to do this anymore. But then, you know, there's been people that have reached out to me and been like, you know, when I posted that video of being like, you know, I'm gonna keep what I want to keep, but yeah, I'm gonna sell a lot of ball pythons. I'm done with it. There was a dude that reached out to me that was like, you know what, man? He was like, watching that video really made me realize that I need to be kind of serious about what I'm breeding. He was like, I don't want to just do shit to do shit. And because of what you said, I realized that.
Yes.
And that right there makes everything worth it. Besides the fact of me just doing blood pythons because I like fucking, short tails, that was totally worth it, bro. I mean, totally worth it. You know what I mean? To hear that dude be like, man, that was awesome. I needed to hear that shit. Because too many people get caught up and they're like, oh, I got to buy all this het clown shit. I got to buy all this clown shit.
Hey, now. Hey. Lay off the clown shit.
I'm not talking about
that's my thing, man. That's my thing. Don't fuck with me. But I'm very specific. Like, I ain't trying to, like, have 100 fucking clowns.
You got really mad.
GHI clowns. That's all I want. Like, I just want to make some fucking bad GHI clowns for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I love clowns, but I'm very focused on what I'm doing with it.
That's good. You gotta be. Wow, John, you just yelled.
I do have some passion, motherfucker. I know I'm a monotone person every now and then, but attack my clowns. It ain't happening.
Bueller.
So, oh, fuck. You know how many times I've got reference to fucking Ben Stein growing up?
Because of you being
because of me being so monotone.
Well, it's all right, man.
I never got the Bueller, though. Like, I always got the fucking Red Eyes commercial. Red Eyes is awesome.
I'm that old. I'm just old. I'm an old motherfucker.
Oh, we're both fucking old. It's okay, man.
Let's talk about the a common thing that I have learned, and all that I'm talking about is things that I have learned from people or read. What's he say?
He said, for the record, John's reaction was the same as Matt's reaction when John said something about bloods all being mean earlier.
Yeah, he's right.
He's right.
And you know what? I kind of thought about that, and I was like,
oh, wait, I'm going to back up.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck it. You're out of this show. It's over.
It's over. Okay, so something that a lot of people, it's a common misconception in Python Curtis. Okay, Python Curtis being Sumatrans. The things people call black bloods. I know everyone's seen them. The solid black blood python. Man. There's different
really
localities.
Loud in my ear.
Do what?
That was really loud in my ear. Go ahead. There's different localities.
There is. See,
so you have the Sumatran. I know that you have the Borneo.
There's 3 different Sumatrans. There's an orange head, which anybody that knows me knows I am passionate about my orange heads. Okay. I have multiple beautiful examples of orange head. You have chrome heads. Okay. Now, let's go back real quick before we go to and also blacks. We'll just go ahead and go there. You got blackheads, which is the solid black, the black blood, which isn't at all what it is, but whatever. You have, sorry, buddy. So a lot of people have seen the caramel albino, which is essentially the T positive form of a Sumatra. Okay. We have one over there. I'm not going to pull it out because the left and the right thing is totally throwing me off. Anybody that wants to see any of these animals I'm talking about, you can either
Go on
check
his
out.
IG.
Yeah, so they're all on Instagram or message me personally. I have no problem taking great pictures, but this left and the right thing, fucking me all up right now. So anyway, the only way to get to a caramel albino is through an orange head. Okay, you have to have an orange head to get to, and there's certain levels, dude. There's a woman in Memphis named April Justine who has one of the nicest caramel albinos, and I believe it came from Selective Origins. He has these two animals that he pairs. And this is how deep the blood community is. They're like, oh, this dude has these two certain animals that he pairs that produces these animals. So you better just pay attention to what he's pairing, because some people don't do lists. They're like, no, I'm just going to put it out there. If you get it, you get it. And it's like, I get that, whatever, you know. But that's how deep it is. People know what animals you have, and they're waiting for you to pair them. I mean, but I mean, it's a much smaller, you know, collective of people. But anyway, so the only way to get to a caramel is through an orange head, because they are from the same locality. Okay, it is considered a hybrid if you breed. So you have orange heads and caramels right here, right? You have blacks and chromes right here, right? It's considered a fucking abomination, a hybrid, if you will, if you breed a chrome or a black to an orange head. While it's not unheard of, I wouldn't post pictures of that shit online. I'm just saying personally. But you can breed a black. Okay, so you can breed a black to a chrome head, and you can get dark chromes, super nice chromes, or nice blacks. But here's the fucking kicker. Here's where the little bit of ball python kicks into the black Curtises. You can breed two of the jettest black Curtises together, two of the finest Curtises that for 4 years have produced you nice animals, and one time they throw you a whole litter of chrome heads because they're from the same locality. So, I mean, and I've seen it happen. There was a guy named Frank Good who bred two blacks together, and they all came out. Well, not all of them, the majority of them came out chrome heads. And then you have Dan Magano, who has Kara Norris's animals, the blood cell. He just gave them back to her, actually. But he has these animals that he's producing for years that are just immaculate, you know? So you have to ask yourself, does it boil down to locality and just luck of the draw, or does it boil down to bloodline? If you ask me, it boils down to bloodline. All bloodline. Fuck the dumb shit. Don't buy shit from somebody you don't know. Bloodline, son. And that's it. That's it. That's what I decided.
I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that. That's the same. So that's essentially the same way that I'm not going to say that RETIC community feels, but the super dwarf RETIC community feels. So it's not just, okay, I have these genes. We're looking for lineage to a specific island.
Where'd you get
Right.
them from?
The exact island. And if you can't produce from the shipping papers from that island, then your entire bloodline's fucking contaminated and it won't be believed. And that's what I love about that.
Yeah.
Like
And dude,
I like the way you put that.
I love the purity and the respect for lineage. I don't know if anybody has heard of Zach Green, but Zach has been breeding blood pythons and ball pythons for a very long time. He's got a YouTube channel. I would definitely suggest Zach Green Reptile. Dude, you've got to check it out. He's producing. I mean, check this male out. Okay, so this is Martyr and VPI lineage. This is one of the not only nicest, as in nicest looking, but one of the cleanest and most temperament, just chilled out animals. And this is, you know, when Zach sent me this, he sent me a lineage sheet. Hold on. How are we doing this?
You're good. Go to your right. There you go.
He sent me a lineage sheet from the imports of this animal, dude. And I can show it to you. But that's what happens when you buy from people who have. And do you see how he's just chill as hell?
Mm-hmm.
Not all blood pythons are gonna fuck you up, dude. You have to buy from quality people, quality bloodlines. I mean, he is one of the chillest. And look at this head. Okay. Which way are we going?
There you go, right there. Nope, go back. Go
The tail.
to your right. Go to your right. Just a little bit. There you go. That's perfect.
The tail on that animal is also very important. Look how thick and banded it is. So what this is years of Kevin Martyr animals and VPI animals bred together. Do you see the tail striping?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Looks like a dude snowboarding.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? Yeah, dude, that's unheard of. That's not necessarily normal.
That's
so
a great looking animal.
He called this his oddball clutch. I got this male and I got a female. And again, it's all VPI. I mean, dude, like I said, when you buy things from these people and I mean, dude, it was like a lineage sheet, like AKC poodles and shit. I mean, I was so impressed with that. And
did you say poodles because they have a bad attitude like blood python? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to get you started again. I had to, though. You left the door open on that one, man.
I've never owned a poodle. I don't know.
Poodles are notorious for being assholes.
Really? Huh. You know, I would have never thought. They're so nice looking.
They're so fluffy.
I had a Great Pyrenees for about 12 years. If you've ever seen a Great Pyrenees, you know I'm a big dude. I like big dogs. Great man, she was great. Yeah, but I think we're actually about to get a dog. Oliver is actually asking.
You gonna do it?
Well, he's asking for a puppy, you know. So, I mean, what do? Do you say no? I mean, the people we rent from, I'm sure, aren't going to be too stoked on it, but whatever.
Well, do they know you have all the snakes in there?
Oh yeah, dude. They don't give a fuck. But see, here's the tricky thing.
If they don't care about snakes, then why would they care about a dog?
We paid a pet deposit for fucking 100 and something snakes. They were like, okay. So then we were like, I think we want to get a dog for Oliver, and we pay our rent sometimes 2-3 months in advance. You know, I mean, just so they don't fucking fuck with us and leave us alone. Here's some money, go away, type shit. You know, so we told Lily, I think we want to get a little puppy for Oliver. It'll be something small, you know, whatever. I mean, and so they were like, okay,
It'll be okay.
They wanted 25, or no, they wanted $50 extra a month. And I said, we've already paid a pet deposit. And they were like, well, that was for the snake. I was like, the snakes don't do shit. They're in fucking literally plastic fucking tubs. Whatever.
Until they shit outside that enclosure. But
right. Man, I ain't cleaning no blood python shit up.
Man, I hope he gets that puppy. Like, I hope you guys find a way to work it out, man. We've been on here for an hour and a half. I know you and me can go for freaking forever. Like, we'll find a way to keep talking. That's just who we are. But, do me a favor, shout out all your stuff. If you enjoyed Matt, please go over and subscribe to his YouTube channel. The information is down in the description below already. So if you haven't done it, go there now. Matt, throw your shit out, brother.
Man, Omalley's Morphs, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. Sorry, I've fucking lost track a couple times. These 2 beers have me super bad fucked up. So
no, you're straight. I do the same thing, man. This isn't gonna be a single time occurrence, guys. Like, Matt will definitely be back on the show. Like, this poor guy, I tried to link up with him twice when I went on my trip, and I couldn't fucking make it work out timeline wise either time. Like, I was waiting for my van to get pushed down the fucking road because of all the rain coming back through the second time. But
we'll hook it up, dude.
You're gonna see us in person. You're gonna see us on here again. Like, it's a pleasure to know you, brother. It's a pleasure to fucking
Thanks for having me on, dude. Thanks for having me on. It was good to share a beer with you, dude.
About time.
Yeah. So right, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I hope everybody fucking, you know, enjoyed it, and I didn't cuss too much. And if I did, Tracy Barker's watching. Man, I'm so sorry. It's hard.
If she finds her way here, I'm gonna get yelled at too, because she's gonna be like, "This, I'm not even gonna watch this."
I'm never watching this again.
I'm never watching it.
I hate you. All right, man. Thanks, everybody, man.
Have a great night, everyone.
I haven't been able to see one comment, so I'll probably go back and watch that and see who all's laughing their ass off.
All right, guys. Have a great night.